it was showing just how good they can play. I think they had a bad event. I really do think they had a bad event, and I'm looking forward to seeing them go a little bit further here. You know,
Take
seeing
him down, plus give
what
you
they do.
some extra vision, because you are dealing with the Moonlight Shadow. The other team has a vision spell, so you are bound to have something of your own. And the Seeker comes out for the Hawk. I think they were more like, okay, what is left? This Night Hunter needs to not have a good time, really, because Team Spirit, they have better tower push, they have better burst damage, they have better tower defense. Hellraisers, the problem is they don't have good catch. They are gonna have to play around the Astral into an arrow.
Yeah, and it looks like the shackles are already going to start to come out now as well. The Blood Right's going to be down. What can they do on top of this? It looks like the tree is already going to be dead, and Mero picks up the kill onto Miposhka here. And there was just nothing. Great rotation coming out. Hellraisers get the first one on the board. And guys, don't forget, if you click the banner below the stream, you can get yourself a free $15 bet for new customers as we get ourselves into this first game. Starting off with a bit of a bang, though. First blood going before the horns even really blown.
It's the classic move. We are going to protect the trees with the treant lineup. You are going to come for it. The thing is that level 1 from Hellraisers is just so much stronger that Team Spirit, they can't contend anyways. So as soon as they saw 5 heroes there, it was just like try to bail, but it was impossible at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, the sticky bomb's going to be coming out now as well. You can see that. I mean, the shackles are going to be there now as well. Do they have enough damage to take down Solo? Solo, can he get himself away from this? Still going to be taking a lot of right-click damage now as well. He is going to go down. Yataro picks up that kill. And what else can they do? Mero as well as Antares. But it does give the Mirana a quick reset there as well, because it looks like it is going to be the position 5 Mirana helping out onto the Bloodseeker, which I suppose... Once the ruptures start to fly, you know, you've got that easy target for the arrows. That's a decent combo.
Yeah, that is something that they have to utilize for the entirety of this game. OD needs to have a blink jump on his team or a follow-up for his Astral. So then you play like this. The Mirana not throwing her on the map. Either he's with the OD or somewhere else. OD, aggressive on the map, he uses the Astral. Suddenly the TPs are going to come through, and you go with that. This is how Hellraisers need to get their towers down, by forcing out TPs, by just kind of spooking the enemy. So we'll see if they're able to do it. If Hellraisers are able to do it and get some towers down, then those spook things are gonna turn out to be kills at some point, and that is what you want to do. OD and the Mirana are definitely going to be the key heroes for them.
Yeah, and how does this... I mean, I think we've seen this matchup before, the Zeus up against the OD. Oh, bottom lane, actually, Yataro's going to be taking a lot of harass here. The leech seed will be used as Miposhka, the right clicks as well, coming through from the techies, just to get a little bit of harass here onto the tree. Just let him know he's here, but Antares, well, what's the techies, like 12 damage in a right click? You know, it's like a tickle to that tree. But yeah, so at the mid lane, we see the OD coming up against the Zeus. How do you play this lane as a Zeus to get the most out of it? Because again, if you come too far forward and you get imprisoned, you're losing so much mana. You know, do you just have to sit back underneath that tier 1 and just get the chain lightning off whenever you can to get those last hits?
Yeah, it's how you want to approach it. It's all about not getting Astral and getting as many CS as possible. You do the most you can. As OD gets more levels, it's going to be easier for him to catch you. So you know, you just have to live with it. For now, he's doing well, but as it continues to grow the levels of the heroes, it's going to be tougher and tougher. So far, you know, he's doing a good job. If he continues to kind of keep himself away, he'll be okay overall.
Yeah, and again, you can see the harass coming out on this top lane now as well. Collapse wants to get in close onto the hack, but it's not going to be... I mean, you still got the harass coming through. Blood right now as well. Nothing to keep him locked down in the circle, but still, forces him away from the creeps. He's just going to be able to get a good couple of last hits off this now as well on the Bloodseeker. And meanwhile, it looks like Mira, is he going to go down? Does he have the leap here? Solo, it looks like he doesn't actually have the follow-up. Do they want to carry on going here now as well? Blood right's going to come out. Collapse. Do they have the lockdown? Again, he's just going to be able to walk himself in, but he has to walk himself towards, and now the leap into the Starstorm. The damage, but is he going to be enough with the shackles? He might be able to turn this around. The kills, the hack, he wants to come in and do the damage now as well, and Collapse has to back himself away. So there is going to be a lot of harass on this lane, but so far, nobody losing their life over it just yet, but it is oh so close.
You know, sometimes when you're playing against the Seeker, like, why the hell is he so fast? Who is low? Oh wait, it's us. So Team Spirit, they're not going to be too happy with it, but their sticks is what kept them alive there. Mira had 8, and I'm going to say Collapse was somewhere close to there as well. So they survived because of it, and it's very hard for the Seeker and the Mirana to commit until you get the phase boots on the Seeker. You're always going to have a problem with the anchor smash. Too much of your damage gets taken out. So once your spells are used, the tide is most likely going to be okay.
Yeah, and Again, we've talked about these offlaners and what they like to pick. In fact, Solo just needs to be careful there because he was taking some harass. Mew on the bottom lane. Yutaro is going to move all the way down. But do they want to get aggressive here up against this Mirana? Solo, he's having to move himself all the way back, even behind his carry, which, as a support, you know, you always want to be a little bit far forward, getting that harass off. Mid lane, lol. He's going to try and get himself away. And again, he's just having all of his mana ripped away from him here. You can see 91 taken away. Zeus just has to move himself back. And yeah, he's got that raindrop out, you know, but he's got no bottle. The clarity, the bottle's empty. The clarity in the backpack there as well. So he's going to have to wait. The runes are up now as well. But it looks like Kiyotaka is going to try and get aggressive once again onto Lal and just try and mess up this lane, try and mess up a couple of last hits as well. As Lal will be able to move himself towards the water and, or in fact, OD. No, there's going to be the lead coming forward now as well for Lal. So, top lane. Mira trying to do what he can with the shackles and Solo. Does he want to try and turn this now as well? There is going to be that Starstorm. Does he have enough damage to take him down? The stick comes out. He's going to have that shot now as well. But the leap, one more right click, trying to dodge around the trees, but it's still going to be Solo picking up that kill.
That's the vision of the Seeker coming in handy there. I don't think you are able to play Ring Around the Rosie around that tree, but either way, it's it does get close. The thing is, he denies himself. Okay, now when the Zeus gets level 6, it's going to be a bit different.
I mean, the tree, bottom lane, Yutaro is going to be able to get the kill into Antares, and it looks like Train's going to get out on pretty much no health here. Yutaro underneath the enemy tier 1 tower. He's just looking for that farm, looking to get that harass out now as well. He's got that morbid mask, so he's going to have the survivability, the stick as well, so a decent amount of regen there if he needs it. But it looks like Maposhka do have him. Yeah, Mero's going to be able to take him down. Really nice shockwave, and maybe Maposhka just needed to just go back to base, heal up, and maybe just to hide in the trees for a little bit longer, but did try to get that pull off, and now Yutaro could be in trouble now as well. There's going to be an adaptive strike. The pullback comes through, though, from that shockwave. Yutaro going to be taking a lot of damage, down to 230 health, but again, that lifesteal that comes out here from the Morbid Mask can just help to get that regen off. Got to be careful, though, with this morph, with the attribute shift, because you do shift all the way down. Lose that, and the Bloodseeker vision might just be enough for Mero, even the techies to come in, maybe get a snipe off. Meanwhile, top lane, collapse. He's going to be throwing out the watermelons in disgust here as the Bloodright does come through. Collapse. Is he going to be slowed down enough to get this kill? It looks like he's going to be able to get himself right back underneath that tier 1 tower. And again, Solo going to be coming in with a point-blank arrow here now as well. But Collapse with the Ankh Smash. A lot of damage onto Solo, but Collapse, I think he just wants to back himself away. Starstorm, Solo. He's going to get the kill Solo underneath that tier 1 tower. It takes a lot of tier 1 tower damage from it, but still worth the kill.
Man, he is he's really playing nicely here. I think they knew that the Shadow Shaman moved towards the bottom lane because they have a Ward Hellraisers, and then they just went for this one solo. If the Shadow Shaman was alive, he would never have gone for that. Now he's rotating to the mid lane.
Oh, I think he's about to get the kill. I mean, one more right click, and he's going to be able to pick that one up against Lal. Lal just being forced right back underneath the tier 1 tower. The bomb's coming out. Mira's got that rotation down to the bottom lane now as well. And guys, don't forget, underneath the stream, there is a banner. Get yourself a free $15 bet if you are a new customer. As Yutaro just needs to move himself back. And again, Mira had to be careful because he was taking some harass. That's some nice warding there as well, coming out from the side of Hellraisers. You know, it's not going to be seen, the Sentry's not going to see the other ward coming through from Spirit, but it's still a really nice set of wards to come through to get the spot out. And is this just how this lane's going to go now? Are you going to be playing that Ultra Protection with the Shadow Shaman down? Or is he just looking for rotations, looking to put pressure onto Hellraisers wherever he can find that on the map?
I think he just underestimated the power of the Mirana Seeker. He thought that his Tide Hunter couldn't die, so he wanted to make something happen on the map. Now they have this ulti on the Zeus, but look at him, he's so low on mana, and now he's the one that needs help yet again.
Yeah, and Solo's the rotation. It's going to be the shots coming through. The arrow's going to point blank connect now as well. And Lal, a couple more right clicks. He's going to try and get the kill onto the OD, but he's still going to be chased away there. And Kiyotaka is going to be the one that claims that kill. Lal, the tips come out. Even with the rotation coming through from the Shadow Shaman, just couldn't find anything. Quick rotations coming through from Hellraisers, and he found a really good kill onto Lal. Oh, and now the skewer back underneath the tier 1 tower, though. Yutaro immediately goes for that waveform away.
And if we look at the difference in the mid laners, it is huge. This is... I talked about it. Laurel, he played overly aggressive, but we couldn't really tell if it was something he wanted to do or he underestimated his opponents. But either way, he has come to a point where he just wants to be super aggressive. And here, against Hellraisers, it's not working out. It's actually terrible for him. He really needs the kills with the ulti. And tspirit, I mean, when you look at their heroes, they can't really do it. That's why Mira is trying to make something happen, because they need Laurel to get kills with the Thunder God's Wrath if he's to come back into this game. Because this right now, it is a disaster.
Yeah, and again, mid lane, it looks like there's a bit of action going down here. There's going to be the Astral Imprisonment coming out. Mira, though, with the shackles. Are they going to be able to get himself away here, Kiyotaka? Because there's going to be the leap in from Solo now as well, trying to support him, but it looks like the damage isn't going to be able to take him down, and the Astral Imprisonment comes out. More protection coming through. We're going to see a 3v3 in the mid lane. Miposhka, though, just needs to walk himself away, and we all know how slow the trains just wander out, meandering out of danger there. And lol, eventually, is he just gonna have to look to the jungle, find those stacks, find some quick farm that way? Because this lane in the mid lane, it looks like Hellraisers, they're fine with having the supports camp this lane out.
Yep, the supports of Hellraisers are better at rotating. tspirit, they have a morph in the treant lane. That is one of the few situations where your carry won't go to the jungle, but it's actually going to be treant that goes. And Mira, he has 10 stick charges. I'm not sure if he lives either way.
Yeah, I mean, the leap. How many leaps does Solo have left? There's going to be the turnaround shackles. TPing from Lol now as well. They might be able to get something out of this. The Hex comes out. They have the control. Do they have the damage to get the kill, though? The Starstorm, is it going to be enough? In fact, no, the Starstorm, the second one, it lands on Lol. Amira, he lives by the skin of his teeth there. If that second Starstorm had connected, potential kill going the way of Solo before he goes down.
Yep, Kiyotaka gets a kill in the mid lane. Solo there. Without any help for the treant, he used the living armor onto his Shadow Shaman. It does allow them to get the kill, but then again, he dies because of it. So, the OD continues to grow super strong. The thing is, Collapse now has been untouched for some time, and this is the thing. Look at what he's doing to the Hawk. You very rarely see Seekers get bullied, but Collapse is making it happen, and this is important. You want those towers to start falling, and you want to be the ones forcing out the TPs, not the ones TPing.
Yeah, but the Bloodright goes down right into the waiting arms of the OD, and the Hack, he's just waiting. He doesn't even need to get involved. Kiyotaka is going to be able to pick up that kill, and like I said, the Bloodright, it just forced him one way or the other. Either way, it looks like he was going to die there, and level 7 on the Bloodseeker, and he has the Rupture up. Is this where this lane gets a little bit harder now for the Tide? If Solo's up here as well, Arrow's coming out, Collapse, he's not just going to be able to TP himself away if that Rupture comes out on the Tide.
I think it's just to make sure that Collapse is not playing between the towers.
Oh, the Ravage! Collapse, okay. Solo Ravage for Solo. And that is one hell of a commitment, but he gets the kill off it.
He knows that he's not getting any cores with it, so you just want to get this Mirana off the map for a little bit. While the Mirana is dead, he can play aggressively. The thing is, when the OD has a TP and we're seeing him rotating, you can't be in the lane. So you look at this ward next to the Roche Pit, it is the thing that is protecting Collapse. If he dies to a TP OD, he might be fine with it, but he doesn't want to die to a rotating OD, and we're seeing that he knows there's a ward there.
Yeah, and meanwhile, mid lane, Antares, the arrow's going to miss actually in Poshka. Lol, he is finding these stacks, so he's trying to get himself back with the net worth, but look at where he is sitting in that net worth, 6th in the table, and 11 minutes in here. Lol, he needs to be finding some items, because at this point you'd really want to be getting towards Ikaya, maybe even starting to save the gold for your shard as a Zeus, and he's just been completely shut down. Like say in the lane, the rotations came through, and it was just so hard for Lol to get anything out of that lane.
I just don't want to see a Bloodstone build this time around for the Zeus. You're gonna die. You're not surviving long enough if you jump into the fight. So he needs like Ether Lens, Kaya, Shard. Just keep yourself away and make sure that you dish out the damage. Spirit, they smoke, and they're going towards the Tide. It is a time where Hellraisers could fight, because there is no Ravage, but they don't seem interested. So Team Spirit, they're gonna be fine. They see no one is on top. They're gonna push the tower in and even prepare for a fight in mid.
Yeah, and I mean, Lol, you can see here now as well, Solo gets the kill onto Yotaro as well. Looks like they might have that diving onto Antares. Well, are they going to be able to get out of this now as well? Thunder God's Wrath comes out. Lol gets the kill onto the techies at least. Can they get anything more? The Tumbler's Toy comes out as well from Kiyotaka. It looks like they might be able to get the setup as well. Can he get himself away here? Shadow Shaman, the run, he's trying to get himself away. No, the right clicks are going to be up for one more. They don't know what uphill miss. Still gets that kill, and now an Overgrowth comes out. Do you think it's a kill onto Solo? They're going to be able to turn this one around. The Rupture comes out now as well, but the Hack looking really down low. Lol doesn't have any mana as well. The right clicks coming out from the OD, and Lol just has to back himself away, can't get the kill onto the Bloodseeker.
I love the blink on the OD. He understands that he's the one that needs to set up. He's the one that if he's able to blink in and get the right astral, they're gonna get the kill. And that's what happened against Yotaro. Usually, OD, at least in the early stages of the game, isn't gonna have enough to bring down the Morphling. But with having that blink dagger, you can surprise him, get the hammer down, and get the kill. And that is very big. That is like the biggest kill that happened in the game so far, for sure.
Yeah, look at this as well. The Shackles comes up, Mero, he's going to be trapped in the Serpent Wards, and 3-4 heroes collapsing onto this just to get the kill onto the Magnus.
Yeah, quite nice there. You already took down the top tier once. You don't have to use the wards for a tower. Just get a kill. Make sure that you're not being pressured on the map, and continue getting those items on collapse. He's gonna go for the hood first because he's seeing his heroes dying to the hammer, but then I expect collapse to go for a blink dagger. This OD, maybe they're like, maybe now when he has a blink he's gonna be diving deep, but I don't think so. If the Tidehunter is near, he is not gonna be jumping in for sure, because then with the Ravage he can definitely die.
Yeah, and you can see Loyal again having to move back to base, just completely out of mana once again. He's doing all right, though. You know, starting to catch up in terms of net worth. Got himself above the Bloodseeker. I mean, the Bloodseeker had a decent, what I thought was a decent start in the lane, but you can see here now, he's just, I mean, he's slowly climbing, but I would have thought you would have been up there with the OD. I thought the lane went quite well. You know, maybe sitting on equal net worth with the Tide, but he's about 1,000 gold behind the Tide. Does the Anchor Smash really deal with the Bloodseeker that much in lane?
I mean, agility hero has a lot of stats. You use the Anchor Smash, he has high base damage, it gets taken down, and suddenly you're the stronger one. When a lot of emphasis was put into the mid lane, the Bloodseeker is bound to struggle. That's just how the hero works.
Yeah, the Rupture comes out to collapse now as well. Going to try and get himself away from the Blood, right? There's going to be a really nice shockwave into the Skewer, but what follow-up damage because the solo is going to miss that arrow now as well. But again, four heroes collapsing on collapse with the Astral Imprisonment. Do they have the damage to take him down? Yeah, they should have the damage to take him down. They do have the damage to take him down. And Odie gets himself that last right click, enough to get the kill.
You can just from the... Oh? Mira?
Does he want to go further? Yeah, I mean, he used that Tumbler's Toy, trying to close a gap, but it looks like he just can't close the gap there to the Shadow Shaman.
This is how Hellraisers want to play. Kiyotaka up front and the Mirana not showing herself on the map. As soon as we saw that Team Spirit were not TPing to the bottom lane, it was sure that Collapse wasn't going to use the Ravage, even though he was getting himself into a position to do so onto the high ground. With the Team Spirit not TPing, we're like, okay, this is not going to be happening. But Hellraisers, they get the tower down, they can play aggressively in the bottom lane. They don't leave any vision because they didn't want to stay there for too long until they push their lanes out. But they're definitely the ones that are dictating the tempo of the game currently.
Yeah, and again, guys, don't forget you can click the banner below the stream for a free $15 bet if you want to get involved. Solo in the mid lane here, just getting some farm out with the Starstorm. And again, this is the build that we're seeing from the Miranas, going 4 points into that Starstorm for the burst damage. What is it that you'd like to see for the Mirana next? Is it just more points in that leap, or do you think the arrow's a little bit more important in this draft?
Arrow. It's as a support, you're always gonna get the arrow. Like very rarely will you max out the leap. It's maybe for a core Mirana. For a support is the arrow. The damage is very high. You know, the increase in stun as well is quite huge. So that's gonna be the thing that you go for. Plus, you have really nice setups.
Yeah. Oh, the Hex is coming back now with the Skewer, though. Marrero going to be able to get himself away, and you can see the Magnus. He's already got himself towards that mechanism collapse. Trying to get close. Might suffer, though, with the sticky bomb being thrown out. And yeah, Marrero, he looks like he just wants the GG boots. And we've seen this, you know, the new offlane build, it seems. You're going for those auras, like you said, just building into the survivability from the offlane position. And GG boots, no surprise there.
I'm kind of surprised Hellraisers aren't gunning for more kills. I would like OD to have an aggressive ward and farm around it, with Mirana being somewhere in the vicinity, because that's how you get kills. I mean, even with the Shard now and the Techies, you two can get kills, so I'm okay with two of them playing together. But top lane, I'm not sure it's the easiest one to do so, and you're seeing the Team Spirit on the top lane, they can very easily read that one, and on the bottom lane they have a lot of vision, so Team Spirit are prepared for it somewhat.
Yeah, and how is... Oh, top lane? There was a sticky bomb. I think he'll be able to get aggressive here onto the Morphlin. It looks like, well, the Shackles as well as the Serpent Wards, they want to try and get his kill onto the OD, and again, yeah, the Lyle just going to be able to claim that kill like a true Zeus with the Thunder God's Wrath now as well, even getting the interrupt there with the Lightning Bolt, so they're going to be able to get the kill onto the Techies. Really nice rotation there from Spirit, just to pick up the OD, and then the extra prize there, the Brucey bonus with the Techies as well.
This is the thing when you're not playing aggressively enough. Okay, Collapse might actually die. He goes for the Ravage, they're turning it around.
Yeah. He's going to be able to set up, yeah, they're going to be able to take down the Bloodseeker now as well. Solo leapt himself right into the Ravage, so a really nice technically four-man gank there coming out from the side of Spirit. The coordination to get 2 kills on each lane, on each side lane, they're really well played from Spirit. Had that timing down perfectly with the Ravage, with the rotation in there as well.
What is allowing Spirit to play like this is that they are the ones that have vision on the bottom lane. Like Hellraisers, having vision on top is nice, but bottom lane needs to be a part of the map that you have taken down all of the wards from enemies, have like 5 sentries there, 1, 2 wards, doesn't matter. Make sure that that area is in your control, because if it's not, if Collapse can play there aggressively and not even die, that is gonna be, then it's gonna be so easy for Team Spirit to read the map. And Hellraiser's lineup, it relies nicely on the RP and on the Bloodseeker, but it relies heavily on the Astral into Arrow, on the Astral into Blast Off, and people dying, and you just cannot make it happen if you don't have vision on the bottom lane. So they really need to address this as soon as possible.
Yeah, and Solo, he might be solo here. He's going to be left alone. Can he get himself away? Throws out that arrow, whereas his leap, so he's had himself in the trees. And now the vision there, the train just says, I walk through my own domain. And Maposhka will be able to claim that kill. And Solo was just left alone there. And it was an easy pickup.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm surprised. Hellraisers, they have all the tools. They have Blink on the Magnus. They have Blink on the OD. But yeah, the thing is, Team Spirit, as I mentioned, they always play the map really well. They know exactly what they want to do. And Hellraisers, they do the same thing, but you know, they're slightly slower. They might not be playing that well as a team just yet, but they're going for a smoke, and they are going towards the bottom part of the map. So I like this. You just need to have a lot of vision prepared there to make this happen.
Yeah, and they might be able to... I mean, the train's walking towards him. Collapse is going to TP in now as well. He's got the skewer back. The one thing about the overgrowth comes out. I think that was the RP thrown out there as well. So the lockdown Collapse. Do they have the damage? He might be able to take down Zeus. And now the Rupture Collapse can't get himself away from that. 3 heroes, so a good turnaround again. Like you said, good smoke gank. Really heads up play to get a turnaround in terms of the kill lead. And it looks like it's just going to be the OD. He wants to get himself right up to that top lane, you know, find some more net worth. Meanwhile, this is going on. It looks like Morphlin close to that Skadi after the Manta Star.
The more moves you're making in Dota, the easier it is to force your enemies into a mistake. This is what happened right now. Team Spirit, this was definitely a mistake going for a fight, considering that you didn't have the Ravage. In the end, they do protect the tower by giving away a few more kills because their enemies need to use more resources, but I think the tower would have survived either way. Still, it is the way Hellraisers need to play. They pushed out the top lane, but again, bottom lane has not been secured. The mid lane tower hasn't fallen, so you can't hunt that easily. They have some key items, Shard on the Magnus, Aghanim Scepter on the OD, so those are big timings, but still you need to transition them into some objectives on the map, or later on down the line, blink Ravage, your hero dies, and you lose the fight.
Yeah, and again, guys, if you want to get involved, there is the button below the stream. You get yourself a free $15 bet if you are a new customer as Lol. Well, unfortunately, Harry, it is going to be the Bloodstone build, it looks like. Unless he changes his mind. I mean, he could go for a Scepter. You know, he's only got one of the components, so is open to changing his mind. But meanwhile, on the bottom lane, there is going to be arrow flying through as well with the Blood Right. They're going to be able to take 2 of them out. And lol, he's going to be caught out now as well. Even with the Serpent Wards being down, the reverse gank comes out. The Hack's just going to be able to clean up on these Serpent Wards. A nice little bit of bonus gold coming out for him. Collapse, can he get himself away? There is going to be the Blast Off coming through now as well as the Blood Right. The damage coming through as well. The OD just skewered right back into the OD's path, and Mero will be able to get the kill.
Yeah, they needed 200 gold for the Blink Dagger on Collapse, and he doesn't get it. So without the Blink Dagger, you don't really have that great initiation, that great ability to just wait there and hunt for the OD. Plus, Team Spirit, they really need Yatoro in these moves. So they went overly aggressive. They were expecting to get a kill to clean out their bottom part of the map, but in the end, they ran into a big response from Hellraisers, went a little bit too deep. And I think what they were gunning for is that Hellraisers are going to have vision on the bottom lane, and like they are going to have a full sense of security, so we're gonna get one hero down here, but that wasn't the case. Hellraisers have no vision on the bottom lane. They had multiple heroes though.
Yeah, top lane, it looks like, okay, he just got the Astral onto the Morphlin, but there was no follow-up. No one else here on the side of Hellraisers close, so Kiyotaka is just going to back himself away. Has his Scepter, has that Blink Dagger, so good gap close. Meanwhile, Bloodseeker, how's he doing? Going towards the BKB, not too far away from having the next piece of the BKB as well, if he wants to go in for the hammer.
He's big. He is very big. Like, this Seeker has been farming for the majority of the game. Very rarely did the Hawk join the fights. It has been Kiyotaka making the plays, and Hellraisers now, they're playing Dota a bit more faster. This Chaos might actually allow them to get that mid lane tower, and then it's going to be a problem for Spirit.
Yeah, the hammer's dropped straight away. Kiyotaka just blows up Yatoro. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, there's going to be a skewer back as well. Some Mero, some coordinated strikes across the map. Taking down Collapse there as well. A decent amount of damage coming out from... Are they going to carry on even going further now as well? The Blood Right setting up from that Astral Imprisonment. The right clicks now as well. It looks like Lal trying to get himself away from this, but he's just going to be dragged right back in. Maposhka has to use the overgrowth, but it's not going to be enough now. Mera trying to get the TP away as well. He is going to be able to get himself out, but all 3 cores on the side of Spirit just absolutely decimated there from the rotations of Hellraisers.
Man, as soon as they started playing Dota fast, faster. They overtook the entire map. And you have an OD. This hero is very good at taking down Roche. So straight into it. They're not even looking towards that mid lane tower, which would make the game so much easier for them. But they're not so good at taking towers down. But guess what? They're good at taking down Roche. Look at that damage. It's over. He's gone. And that's going to be the Aegis into the pockets of Kiyotaka, allowing him to play even more aggressively. Spirit, if they're to win fights, they have to be the ones initiating. But now it has become a little bit tougher to do. So Spirit now, they're gonna have to get together a bit. That's gonna allow Hellraisers to farm a bit more. So definitely an amazing situation for Hellraisers. Just like that, in 3-4 minutes, they switched it all around. It was even up until then, and now they win 2-3 big engagements, get the Roche, and a 10k gold lead is there.
Yeah, and you can see the Mero's making sure that the Empower stays up on the Bloodseeker there as well. So he does have that farm priority, have that farming speed up. And you can see, yeah, second in terms of net worth, only about 400 gold behind the OD, who's having an amazing game with the amount of rotations he's made. And if you're Spirit now, they are going to smoke up, look for a rotation, but who exactly do you need to target to be able to get yourself back into this game?
Now it's a win, a small skirmish just to delay the Aegis. So you still need to target the OD, but he has an Aegis, so it's a problem.
Yeah, they're going to be able to find out solo at least, and okay, nice consolation prize from that smoke, but not really who you really would have been hunting for. Morphlin at least can complete the Skadi as he moves up onto the high ground here. So that's a nice item to have up against the Bloodseeker. We'll see how effective it is actually going to be. And yeah, it looks like he wants a BKB of his own here, the Morphlin.
Yeah. The big part of this game is Collapse not getting an early blink. He got the pipe because he thought this game is going amazingly well. But Hellraisers, they shifted to another gear. They started playing more aggressively. They killed him a couple of times and made sure that he doesn't get it. Now, finally, Team Spirit have their Blink Daggers to make plays. The only question right now is it too late? Is the lead so big that even with these Blink Daggers, you're not going to be getting the kills that you need?
Oh, I've seen some turnarounds. They were in my 2K pubs, but I've seen some turnarounds, so I'm going to say they count. No. Yeah, Team Spirit, if they can try to... Do they just need to avoid the fight sound coming out from Hellraisers? Because Hellraisers, they look absolutely bloodthirsty at the minute.
Right now, you want to get pickoffs on the side lanes because your Shaman also has a Blink Dagger. So that's what Spirits are going to be gunning for. Until the Aegis is lost, Hellraisers aren't going to be doing much. Oh, sorry, Spirit aren't going to be doing much in terms of fighting head-on. It's just delaying at this point.
Yeah, it looks like, well, there's going to be some pressure onto this tier 1 tower now as well, even with the living armor. The glimpse back, they've got a couple of caught out now as well in the banishment. Do they have enough damage to take Lyle down? Though Lyle, can he get himself away? He absolutely cannot. And it looks like it again. Hellraiser's on the march. They're even going to try and farm out this triangle as well. And the Zeus, 10k net worth, but he has started to slip behind now. And Kiyotaka, he's sitting pretty at the top, and what can you really do against this OD? He's going to be going for Hex next now as well, so that's extra control coming out after the Astral Imprisonment, and the damage he's putting out, it's unstoppable at the minute.
The stats are also going to be the problem on the OD, because you might not even kill him during the ravage, but I think what Kiyotaka wants to do is to jump in first and just decimate someone. That way, you've just won the fight immediately.
Yeah, and you can see this now as well. There's going to be the Moonlight Shadow, another rotation. The catch out onto Collapse. Collapse. Can he get himself out of the Blood Rite? He's trying to run himself away. The arrow, it's not going to connect, but he's still going to be hounded here. As the Hack chases him down, the Astral Imprisonment into that. Sanity's Eclipse does get dropped. They catch out a good couple of heroes here, and they've got the kills onto 2. Kiyotaka, he's on a double kill. Can he make it a triple kill? Or are they going to get anything else out of this? Lyle's going to be careful about jumping forward here on the Zeus. Can't be caught out and skewered back.
Man, they don't have the Tidehunter. It's a problem.
Yeah, and again, they've got the lockdown, the damage of the Blood Rite to follow up as well. Lul's trying to do anything we can on the backlines. The waveform comes out. There's going to be the Rupture now as well. Lul with the Thunder God's Wrath, but it's not going to be enough damage to the right clicks. Kiyotaka, he's just sitting pretty. One more right click, he's going to be able to take him down. In fact, Antares, he gets it with the Sticky Bomb.
Yeah, they did manage to get the Aegis to 1 minute before it expires. They did force out 2 9-second BKBs, and the gold lead only increased by 2k, while Team Spirit took down a tier 2, and Hellraisers only took down a tier 1. So Spirit are not gonna be too mad about what has happened in the past few minutes, but I think Hellraisers are setting up the pace that it is gonna be any little advancements in terms of the net worth lead is gonna be a big problem looking forward, because you know you're gonna have the Hex and then you're gonna have the Skadi on the Bloodseeker, and those are 2 items that make it almost impossible for the Morphling to play the game. So Spirit, They need better vision in this one. They really do. And it has to come out from the Zeus. So Larl and his usage of the ulti, I don't know if he can use it with a Bloodstone. It has to be at the start of the fight, knowing roughly where your enemies are, so that it allows you to get the right initiation.
Yeah, and you can see, like you say, this Bloodseeker, he's on a mission at the minute. He's still about 2k away from completing the full Skadi, but at the pace he's going, that's not going to be too far off here as Spirit. They've started to... I mean, look at it. You see Collapse. He's trying to split push out. He's trying to get whatever net worth he can off the lane. Meanwhile, everybody else, it looks like, playing around Yutaro, just trying to offer him as much protection as possible. But Hellraisers, if you look at the minimap, they are hunting. They're looking to see what they can find here. And Kayotaka, is he going to be able to find a setup to help him get a kill? Moon on Shadow. It's just going to be the illusions. Yeah, just the illusions. And Magnus... Well, I mean, it was a good attempt, you know, to try and set up maybe this, but just 2 illusions, nothing from that. And you see that immediately, as soon as Hellraisers are scouted up here by Spirit, they completely shift which vector of the map they're on.
Miro has been very on point with hunting people down ever since he got the blink. Okay, not ever since he got, but ever since Hellraiser started playing a little bit more actively on the map. Slight mistakes from Team Spirit in terms of positioning were made, and he made it happen, so he got the extra kills.
Yutaro gets a pick off, but Kayotaka is just immediately going to get revenge on Mira now as well. There's going to be a really nice just jump in as well. The skew is going to miss, but the blow it's going to be the Mantis-style Ravage comes out in the backlines, but it looks like Tahaki wants to chase down into Yutaro. He's going to be able to get the kill now as well. Do they have enough to take down Kayotaka? He's looking big there, RP! Roll right underneath, and it's just going to be Kayotaka running himself away, bouncing around here, collapse the blink away, but a couple more right clicks. Kayotaka wants to come right back in, and just so I'm the boss, I get the triple kills, not you, I'm the danger. And OD, he's just absolutely ripping through Spirit at the minute. Great RP from Mero, though, to keep the OD alive.
Everything there worked in favor of Hellraisers. The only thing that didn't is that they lost the first hero, but it doesn't matter. OD comes in, he changes it because he destroys the Shadow Shaman in the start of the fight. The thing is, though, Yutaro gets low. He gets pushed back out of the fight. And then the Ravage comes out onto the OD. You don't have the burst damage. You don't burst down the OD. You lose the fight. And this is the gold lead now coming into play. It's going to be even more apparent when he gets the Hex, when he gets the extra HP. Of course, the Magnus getting that RP at the end allowed him to live, but it doesn't matter. He would have died, but still won the fight either way.
Yeah, and I think Mira
solo kill.
What? Okay. But yeah, in that fight as well, I think it was Yutaro had to try and manta off the blast off, and then as he manted that off, he was in the blood right, so he got silenced right after it anyway.
Yep.
And then Dahak just chases him down and says, "Thanks for the free kill."
And this, what happened right now, is they had a ward behind the tower there, Team Spirit, with the previous smoke, they placed it down. So he saw the OD going into the triangle very low on HP, and he just blinked on him. And now, even Hellraisers are going to be using multiple sentries there in the jungle, because they think there's a ward there, and finally they're going to ping it out. Okay, now they know where it is, but it's going to cost them 4 sentries and the OD's life. So Mira, that was just a beautiful play, a beautiful solo play that kind of salvages the situation, but not quite. Team Spirit, they still have the tools to win the fights, but once OD gets something like an Aeon disc, it's gonna become a problem, and it still has to be Team Spirit going in, so OD might not even need to go for something so defensive.
Yeah, it looks like Yutaro, at least now, will be able to take down that tier 1 tower in the mid lane. Hellraisers, again, just playing it safe, playing themselves back. Don't want to get caught out of their base while the OD is down, because like you say, the OD is kind of that initiator. He's been starting, he's been winning the fights. Maposhka just going to be taking all of the red mines to the face. He does have that living armor, though. He's going to be able to heal himself up, so just moving himself around, doing a little bit of scouting out, and yeah, we'll probably just hear explosions in the distance every so often as he does just clear out that jungle, making it safe for his team to move through the space.
How do you clear out the minefield? You send someone to die, I guess. It's not the best tactic, but Team Spirit, they're at least their Treant is going to be surviving through that one. You know, it doesn't really go down, clears out the map. But Hellraisers, they're in a smoke right now. They're going to get a good jump.
Yeah, what are they going to be able to do from this? Just the hammer being dropped once again. They take down the train. Now they dive in from the blast off. The silence is going to be there onto the Morphlin. The Morphlin. Did he use the BKB
Yes.
as well? I think he did, yeah. Just before he got taken down. That's rough. That is rough, buddy. You know, you wanted to, even if you're being taken down, having that BKB down for another 40 seconds once you respawn, that's going to be game-changing in terms of not being able to move around the map and take fights that you might want to try and take.
You see, as soon as the fight starts and Hellraisers are the initiators, Team Spirit just bails. So I'm surprised that Yotaro tried to go for a BKB there. I think he was banging on the fact he might get the waveform off and TP out. But he was pretty much stranded there all alone, so the question is if you even get yourself out. But yeah, Hellraisers, if they're the ones that jump first, the fight cannot go in the way of Team Spirit. If Team Spirit jumps in first, they can win a fight, but it is not certain. They need good vision.
The horn toss into the skewer. The blood rest not even needed here. Collapse. He's not going to be able to get himself away from this one. He just stands and waits for his death. Even the arrow flying through from Solo wasn't needed, but yeah, Tidehunter, it's so rough when you get to that position of, I can't even try and pretend I'm going to play my way out of this. You just have to stand and accept your death.
Collapse is like, okay, so that's what it feels like, you know? So that's what it, because, I mean, this is what has been happening to other teams on TI-10. This is what he has been doing to them, but Miero, he has watched all of those clips. He knows exactly how you did it, and he's doing such a good job himself. And I'm actually surprised Team Spirit, who are the team that utilized this shard to such great effect in the past, that they're actually getting caught by it so much. But every single time it's right on the edge that he catches them. So Miero, very nicely played by him. You know, ever since that mid lane tower died, his grabs were on point.
Yeah, and you can see now that it's going to be a free Roshan going the way of Hellraisers. So, I mean, what can you do here as Spirit? Do they have to wait for the very late game until this Morphlin is completely unstoppable? Or, you know, what is it that Spirit, even if you have to lie to me, tell me, what can Spirit do here to get back in this game?
The plan is still the same in terms of fights. The way that you get to those fights is still a bit different. So we talked about it. You jump DOD, right? But how do you do it? For it to happen, you need to catch Hellraisers on a transition between lanes. So that's why they have this ward on the high ground on their bottom part of the map. Because once they're set up, Hellraisers, then you cannot fight, right? So Team Spirit, they're hoping they're going to catch them on that ward like that.
Now it's going to be Mera that gets caught out now as well. Another great horn toss into the Blood Rite. Tahak just picks that one up. And they're going to be able to carry on moving through here, probably towards that tier 2 tower in the bottom lane, and start putting pressure onto the high ground of Team Spirit.
Solo found them. He plays down the sentry there. And now they go forward. The OD is going to catch them. And that's exactly what's happening. It's a disaster.
Yeah, you can see Kiyotaki's going to get another, again, the blast off. The Astral came out just at the, I guess, the wrong time for Lau, but the Sticky Bomb is still going to be enough damage here. The right click, Kiyotaki was just saying that was my kill. Nobody takes my kill. Yeah, as again, 3 heroes dead on the side of Spirit. And at least 2 of them do have buybacks, but they're going to be without Yotaro now for the next minute or so. Collapse just trying to do what he can to find the farm. The arrow's not going to connect. Going to be able to pick him up a nice bounty rune as well. But yeah, he's trying to split this wave, take that pressure off to the tier 2. But it looks like Hellraisers is just saying, great, we'll just push in the mid lane. Tier 3 tower, here we come.
Their moves are just on point, right? Every single one that they've been making after some point in the map has been on point, because they know exactly, okay, if we are run towards the bottom lane right now, we are going to be losing a lot of time. Let's just go towards the mid lane, force out some TPs, force the glyph out, or maybe even a buyback. So overall, they have been doing everything right. Also, you saw Solo there. He's like, the only way that we lose a big fight is on this place here. That's the only place that they can take a fight that is going to be devastating for us. And he just runs there all alone, places down a sentry. They know where they are, and then Hellraisers again, even though they don't have vision there, they're the ones that jump in first. They get a hex onto a hero and they win a fight. So Hellraisers, they have very nicely been approaching this game, and now they even found the treant.
The arrow going to be a perfect connection here. The
Collapse.
Tinker Ward just spotting out onto Collapse, and Collapse, no way out. Literally no way out of the danger.
For a second, I thought that was the treant. Like, why would the Tidehunter be in the trees? But he has been split pushing the bottom lane. It was placed for a treant, but it gave them a Tidehunter.
Yeah, and you can see Huntress as well. He's going to be coming in with another blast off just to get some disruption onto, you know, make it a little bit safer for the Bloodseeker to push in onto. They take the tier 3 onto the racks now as well. Blood Rite comes out. Nobody looking to try and contest onto this as well. As you can see, Hellraisers once again grouping up as 5. They don't have that Ravage on Team Spirit. They don't have that major disruption to start off a fight. In fact, the backlines, I think, try and make a jump. Mirrors could try and come in now as well. Looks like they go with the Thunder God's Wrath. The Ravage does come out eventually. Do they have the damage though to finish off these kills? It looks like like it's going to be Mero that goes down first, but Yutaro, he's already dead as Mira. Going to be chased down, trying to go for the TP. Do they have the damage? The blast off comes through. They absolutely do it to Hack. Going to be able to clean up these serpent wards as well if he wants it. Collapse, trying to force staff himself out of danger as well, but the chase is on. The hammer gets dropped, and Kiyotaka gets himself another kill. Collapse is just collapsing, and it looks like the base of Spirit collapses here now too. And again, 3 heroes dead, no buybacks, only Lyle the Treant here, trying to stop them from going. And this could potentially just be, if they find out there's no buybacks, you know, there's no reason Hellraisers need to stop here. They could potentially just go for tier 4s.
Man, Hellraisers are playing so well. The fact of the matter is the Team Spirit understand exactly what their lineup should be doing. But they just lost the timing slightly in this game and they can't win. Kiyotaka has been crushing them. Now you saw that they found him, but it's just not enough.
Yeah, and again he dives in, gets the kill on Maposhka, and just nowhere is safe for Team Spirit.
Yep, no, nowhere. This game right now, it's done. The only thing the Team Spirit, they have maybe one more fight left in them, but that was the time when you jump on the OD. The thing is, ideally, you would be able to catch Hellraisers now in the transition towards the bottom lane, but you lost way too many heroes. You won't be able to do that. They're gonna come to your high ground. Maybe they don't even do it because of the Aegis, but the only thing that Hellraisers need to do now is not move away from each other, and they will win the game. And Yatoro?
Oh no, this is not where you want to be. Just cleaned up, and the Hack's going to be the one that finishes off the kill. The chase is on BKB as well, but the Shadow Shaman, he tried to force that, and there's not going to be enough push in the world to get him away from this now as well, as he just runs through the trees trying to hide in a safe space, but just cleaned up, and Mero will get the kill. The Hack, it's absolutely running rampant over Team Spirit here, and in fact, they're diving behind the tier 2 tower to do it, and now they're just going to be able to go for Megas.
Yeah, there is no safe space here for sure, you know, because Hellraisers are everywhere. And right now, Spirit, what you do, you're discussing the next game. This one is over. You have been destroyed. You actually played the game well. The only thing that went badly for them is you didn't get the blink on the Tidehunter fast enough because you got a bit greedy. And Hellraisers, they capitalized on it so much that they destroy you without any chance. Kiyotaka, of course, just an amazing performance from him. Supports were there to assist, but I have to say, him winning the mid lane and just continuing to destroy everyone around the map, it is the thing that granted them the victory ultimately. But Hellraisers, I mean, they knew what they were doing. Even though it seemed for a second they weren't taking over the parts of the map they should have when they started playing aggressively. They really didn't need to. They just needed to be left and right, and in the end it was a very well-deserved victory here in game 1.
Yeah, and you can see now they're just going straight onto the Ancient. You know, the smoke comes out from Hellraisers. Maybe just a little bit of a celebration. The dive comes in now as well. Again, Sanity's Eclipse, Collapse. Going to be taking a lot of damage even inside the Fountain, and Collapse gets taken down inside the Fountain. Thunder God's Wrath. Last Dance Saloon coming out from Team Spirit, but I think it's going to be too little too late, as they do get the kill onto pretty much everybody. GG's are going to be called, and that is going to be game number 1. Going the way of Hellraisers, taking the victory here.